Hello there, welcome to liveprog. I am your host Marcel Haster. In this video review, 3 almost identical CDs. Can you spot the difference?
Hi, this is Nick Barrett from Pendragon and you are listening to liveprog. No, you are watching liveprog.
The album I have for you in this video review is not very hard to guess, if you look at my t-shirt. Yes, I have for you the Masquerade Overture by Pendragon. Not exactly a new album, I mean it was released 17 years ago in 1996. And I'm pretty sure that any decent prog fan has this album in their collection. If we go back in time to that year 1996, it was a few years after I had discovered progressive rock. Although back in those days it wasn't that complicated, we called it symphonic rock or sympho. Now, listening to this album, I'd say that description fits this music a little bit better, because it's not that much progressive, but it is very symphonic music. Now, I'm not gonna do a whole in-depth review of this album, because I'm pretty sure that most of you have this album, know this album, or at least have heard it. If not, really check it out, because I discovered Pendragon in 1993 when I bought The Window of Life. This was the second album I bought from this band, and I was just browsing through a CD store, because back then you had these CD stores where you could just, look for new music, which was really cool. And there I saw it. Well, I didn't saw this one. Let me show you what I saw. I saw this one. Now, you would say that is the same. Well, you would say so, because, well, they look a little bit different. But of course, this one, this is the new release. Now, this is released by, as you can see here, by Madfish. Pendragon made a deal with them to release their albums. Now, I hope this will show it a little bit better to you. You see there's a difference in color. But let's make it a little more complicated, because I have one more. This one. So I have 3 fairly identical CDs. Which is which and which one is different? Well, it's not hard to pick out the different one, because that is this one. And I'll show you why. When I open it up, you can see here, I have to always check which direction. There we go. We have a CD with 4 cool tracks. Now, this is not, the bonus CD here is not the As Good As Gold EP that the band also released. This bonus CD contains 2 edits of album tracks and 2 other tracks, King of the Castle Part 2 and Schizo. And Schizo is still this very day one of the tracks of Pendragon that I very much love. That's on the original version, which I bought in 1996, 17 years ago. Then a couple of years ago I picked up this one, and if you look at the track listing, you will see there are a couple of additional tracks. Now, this one includes that Good As Gold EP, or at least the 3 additional tracks that were found on that release. This one was released by the band Pendragon themselves on Tough Records. And now we have a newer version, which is this one, which is track listing wise identical. The only difference, again, we're gonna open them up, both of them. Now you can decide for yourself which one you like better. I hope you can see it. This is the new one, this is the Pendragon one. Well, they're all Pendragon of course, but you know what I mean. So, there's a difference in it. Now, back. And then we have the booklet here. And here we have the cover of that As Good As Gold.
Hypnotized by sorcery, mesmerized by treachery. You have the heart, you have the will. Does your conscience fight you still?
The only thing I don't really like with the newer release is the fact that they kind of ruined the artwork. I mean, this is a series where Pendragon had this really beautiful artwork. It started with the world, then you had The Window of Life, then you had the Masquerade Overture, and then you had Not of This World. These 4 albums had sort of the same artwork. This one is much too dark, which is a bit of a shame because this is really beautiful artwork and it's a very beautiful album. It is one of the few albums of Pendragon that I can completely sing along. Well, I can't really sing, but you know what I mean. So it is a fantastic album. It has a lot of highlights on it. Save for the first track, which is the title, called Masquerade Overture, which is a sort of a opera piece by Nick Barrett and some opera vocals in it, very classical sounding. And you have The Pursuit of Excellence, which is also a sort of a strange track that I'm still not been able to say, you know, do I like it or do I not like it. But apart from that, you have incredible tracks on it. You have As Good as Gold, which is a fantastic song. An absolute fan highlight is of course Paintbox. I mean, they still play it, they still put it in the set list and everybody sings along, which is it's really a beautiful song. I love the bass part in that, you know, the silent force of Pendragon. Peter G makes that song his own with this warm bass. I love that very much. And of course, the album ends with 3 pretty epic tracks. Guardian of My Soul, The Shadow, and Master of Illusion. Whereas The Shadow is a little bit of a different kind of song. It's a more personal song. It feels a little bit different. It feels a bit delicate and fragile, and it deals with the topic of insecurity. So that's imaginable. But apart from that, you hear a fantastic band bringing beautiful music. Now, what is the added value of this re-release then? Well, the added value comes in if you either don't have the album or you don't have the As Good as Gold EP and you want to have everything by Pendragon, like me. Now, then you have these additional tracks and they included the lyrics as well. So that is very nice, so you can sing along.
Proud as a peacock with 1,000 eyes, soaring high as your heart might take you. They'll say in the years she made dreams come true. Now has come the time to see her shine.
As I said, 3 additional tracks: Bird of Paradise, Midnight Running, and A Million Miles Away. The first track really fits in the whole line and the whole flow of the Masquerade Overture. Really beautiful track, and again, you know, all the characteristics that make the music of Pendragon so good are there. With, to me, a highlight, Nick Barrett on guitar. I mean, I love this man as a guitar player. I also very much like him as a singer, although, you know, back in the day there were a lot of complaints about his vocals, but I never had that issue with him. I really enjoyed his vocals as well, but mainly his guitar playing. I never had that problem. I always enjoyed his vocals, but I am a big fan of his guitar play. Midnight Running, style-wise, I didn't feel like it fitted in the line and the flow of the Masquerade Overture. I would picture that more as for example, a bonus track of The World. You know, it fit a little more to my feeling in that line of, you know, sound and style. A Million Miles Away is a more atmospheric piece, which has mainly keyboards and vocals. Yeah, one of those tracks of Pendragon that don't really work for me for some reason. I wish they would have favored Schizo instead of this one, because Schizo is absolutely a fantastic track, and well, I think only the lucky ones who have that 2-disc edition of the original pressing of the Masquerade Overture will have that track. As to my knowledge, that track is nowhere else to be found, so it's a shame. I really think that is a fantastic track. But nevertheless, you know, if you have this album, well, you have an amazing album. If you don't have this album, if you're not familiar with it, again, you know, I can't imagine that being the case, but even if, I would definitely say check it out. The Masquerade Overture. With this version you get 3 additional Pendragon songs, so you get more value, more music for your money. So, well, that alone would be worth the buy. But again, that's up to you. Thank you for watching. Check out liveprog.com. If you want to stay up to date, facebook.com/liveprog, or twitter.com/liveproghq. It's a mouthful, but you know, I'd like to give you the opportunity to stay updated with my reviews, because I do my best to bring out entertaining and enjoyable reviews for you. Leave comments if you like, I'll do my best to answer them. So, see you at the next review and enjoy the music.
Trying to find some answers. Oh, please.